Living life seeking answers to the many problems that continue to evolve? Whether it's about business, money, relationships, family, or anything, let's talk. Join Alan Cousin of Get Up Radio Media as he talks about anything and everything that the mind can come up with. His motto is, you can't find a solution until you talk about it first. Ready to be informed about life and feel positive daily? Then come listen to Let's Talk with Alan Cousin and get up as a positive new you.
Happy Tuesday. Hello. How you doing? You are amazing. Look at you. Hi. Welcome to Let's Talk with your host, of course, Alan Cousin, founder of Get Up Radio, Get Up Radio Media. I love saying that, I think you know that, right? I'm not narcissistic or anything like that, but I just love saying founder of, Get Up Radio and Get Up Radio Media, to know that I created something out of my mind that is now quote-unquote reality. And I was told way back in 2004 that I was out of my mind, literally crazy, that I thought that maybe one day I can have my own radio broadcast. And here I am. Interesting. What 16 years later can happen, or 18 years later, 19 years actually later, where I am. But anyway, let's move on. So what do we want to talk about today? Hopefully first you're having a wonderful Tuesday, a great happy Tuesday to every one of you, each and every one of you around the world. Hopefully you're enjoying life, you're enjoying your family, your friends. Hopefully you had a great Easter, by the way, that just passed, if you are one that believes in Easter. For those that do not, hopefully you just had a great weekend, of course. And I want to say that I firmly apologize for last week. I found out somehow I became very ill last week, unfortunately, so I was not able to do any shows, and I want to say I personally apologize to each and every one of my listeners and followers for not being able to do a show on Tuesday and Thursday, and I will try my best to not get ill again, because trust me, it was not fun at all. So I once again, I apologize for that, but I hope that you know that I am back on the ball and ready to move forward, as they say. So let's talk about what today? Let's talk about cancer and diabetes and illness and flus and COVID and vaccines and so forth. The reason I want to talk about that is I want you to understand, first of all, many of us get ill. Many of us have immune systems that work well, but some of us have immune systems that do not. We have thyroid issues, women have hormone problems, and of course we have gas and energy going throughout our air, polluting. We have allergens and so forth. We have a lot of things in this planet that can basically make us feel a little below the weather, or somewhat even to the point of death, depending on our situation of how well we're taking care of ourselves. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about, are we taking care of ourselves? I think back in the 1700s, where they didn't have much of a technology or much of advancement, but guess what? Though they were dying at a young age of maybe 30 or 40, they had to take care of themselves. They had to work hard to tend the farm, or to basically work to do whatever it is their job or business was. They were very strong individuals, because they basically were always outside, or they were basically always working, utilizing their muscles, and more so than their intelligence, working harder, not smarter, of course. Whereas now we are a little bit different. We have a situation now where we are AI technology advancements, where we basically can cheat, so to speak, and we tend to do that a lot, where we cheat to lose weight, or we cheat to gain muscle, or we cheat to improve our bodies, instead of just doing it the old-fashioned way called exercise. And sometimes that's a good thing when you need to, cheat at times, but it's not something you want to do quite often or continuously, because sooner or later your muscles will atrophy. Sooner or later your body will get used to whatever chemicals you're putting inside of it, to the point that unless you do those chemicals, your body will not actually help itself or improve itself, and can currently just die on itself. And it could cause problems for you later on, where you might get certain diseases or illnesses that basically can affect you negatively, even to the point of death. And that's what I want to say. Are we really thinking about what we eat? Our body is just like a car. I mean, if you put gas in the car, it does well, right? But if you put orange juice in the car, I don't think it's going to run properly on orange juice, would you? You know? So it's the same thing with us. Are we running properly by putting the right foods and the right juices into us? You know, have you thought about those carbonated drinks that you like to drink? Have you thought about those monster drinks that you think you need for the energy, but actually that caffeine is slowly deteriorating you inside? Have you thought about how you could be blind from drinking Red Bull every single day of the year? I mean, these are things you need to think about. Have you took the time to go and look on what ingredients are inside the drinks you're drinking or the food you're eating? If you can't actually speak the name of the ingredient, then that should make you think about whether or not buying that product. Because if I can't say what's in the ingredient or know what gum or amphetamine is, then I shouldn't be buying a product that has that in it. And once again, these vaccines, I do understand we all have choice and you choose to do what you want because actually it is your life. So I'm not going to tell you whether to take a vaccine, not take a vaccine, take a flu shot, not take a flu shot. But what upsets me is that it has come to my attention that we have vaccines or we have medicines out there that probably could cure many things that we are going through, but unfortunately are being prohibited because it's not federally approved, because pharmaceuticals pay to keep it off the counter or out the hospitals. I was told a long time ago that back in 1954, actually right after the several years after the war, Russia basically was being utilized. Russian scientists were being brought over by the U.S. government to actually try to create germware and actually to find ways of protecting us against germ warfare possibly. Well, in doing so, a woman, along with others, supposedly created a cure for cancer. Now, unfortunately, when they went ahead and improved themselves by creating this cure for cancer, they basically advised the United States government that they had found the cure for cancer. Well, at the time, of course, pharmaceuticals were making quite a bit of cancer therapy and chemo and pills and so forth that people would have to utilize thoroughly to just maintain themselves, not to cure themselves, just maintain themselves. So the government, instead of being very vocally happy about the situation, what I've heard, basically tried to kill the scientists and let them know that they could not promote the cure for cancer to others and notify anyone that it existed. And it came to about years later, this police officer found a young lady who was homeless and woke her up saying, "You can't sleep on the bench, ma'am." And she got deathly afraid, even though she was quite attractive and beautiful, which made the police officer wonder why would such a beautiful woman be homeless, that she thought he was going to kill her. And she said, "You can't bring me in because if you do, they're going to find me and they're going to kill me." And he said, "Why would they kill you, ma'am? I'm just trying to bring you in so you can have a meal at least in jail." She's like, "No, because I am one of the scientists that helped discover the cure for cancer." Now, unfortunately, I did not do my homework to remember the name of the young lady that this was. I'm sure if you Google it, you can find it now, because that's the beautiful thing about Google. They don't mind letting you see the truth. They don't mind letting you see the information you want to see. If you just know what to type, you can find what you want. And it's nice that you can actually find the answers that were hidden for years now without reverence or possibility of being in trouble because you did discover it, you know. Freedom of speech, right? It's so important. That's what they say. But sometimes, even though we're told we have freedom of speech, constantly it seems like that freedom is trying to be taken away from everyone so that we cannot improve ourselves, I should say, by learning more to become more intelligent and systematically move forward in a positive manner. But like I said, that lady, unfortunately, was one of the scientists, and the police officer, of course, didn't believe her, took her in, and later found out the next day that she mysteriously died. And it made him wonder, because when he kept asking how and why, because she was simply in a jail, How could she just mysteriously die? No answers were given. And now we've discovered that even weed, marijuana as they call it, marijuana, can help in many ways to fight cancer and even fight and cure diabetes. Yet we are still being told that it will not be medically obtained for such purposes. Why? Why is it that we can't help each other instead of just maintaining life? Why are we continually allowing pharmaceuticals and doctors to help us maintain ourselves and not cure ourselves? Don't you want to live longer, not just live? I don't know about you, but I would like to enjoy my life, living it, and having the ability of feeling good as I do so, not just going through it, as they say, living day to day, but just living. No. We need to understand America. We need to understand not just America, but the world, that greed, yes, that word, greed, sooner or later will help no one, not even the person that has the money. Because we need to understand that we need to work together towards a better world, a better society. And if we do not do so, then we will only create an amount of negativity that will continually formulate and manipulate and multiply to the point that we will have very little positivity and so much negativity that the world itself will destroy itself, because we will destroy each other and one another. Do we want a civilization like that? Do we need a civilization like that? I think not. But yet there are pills out there that can help your heart. There are medications out there that can help you with diabetes and cancer and other symptoms, that you don't have to continually take them every day to maintain life. There are herbs out there that will actually help you with your thyroid, that will help you with your heart, with your blood pressure, instead of just taking pills to maintain yourself but never ever getting better or improving. As I say on my show, Let's Talk, you cannot come up with a solution unless you first talk about the problem first. Well, guess what, America? I'm talking about the problem. Now, here's the thing. How can we come up with a solution? We should not continually see more and more people die from diseases that have cures already in place. We should not continually see more and more people spread these diseases because the cures are not being utilized. And because of the many situations that we are doing by doing more and more damage to the earth, we are causing more and more gases to come out, more and more atmospheric fluids and pollutants, to the point that we are affecting ourselves negatively because we don't even realize it, because the things are invisible to the human eye. But we are, in fact, getting sicker. Ebola. Now there's a new form of Ebola. It's a smaller form of Ebola, but still just quite as deadly. There's a zombie virus that we found from a mammal 50,000 years ago. Why are we doing this? Why are we examining a mammal for a virus, and then when we know it has a virus, instead of stopping, no. We want to get the virus out. We want to test it. We want to see what it does. Why? Do you not understand? Why are we cloning pigs? Why are we cloning chickens? Why are we putting genetics and genomes into food that are going to not be able to be digested by the human body, and actually cause the human body to become sicker as they eat? To know that you're eating a chicken that really is not just a chicken, or a ham that is not just ham, or pasta that's not just pasta. To know that when you eat food, they're processed now, and they say they process it to make it last longer, but still, that's chemicals that your body is taking in that your body is not supposed to take in at all. If you ever want to know how good something is, Buy it, as far as a drink that is. Buy the drink. Do not drink at all. Wait 24 hours and then drink it later. See how it tastes. Because that's what happens in your body 24 hours later when your body's trying to digest it. See if it tastes the same. See if you even want to drink it. Because 9 times out of 10 you probably won't. Or more so, keep it for 2 days, 48 hours. Because if it's purity and pure, it's going to be okay. You'll still want it. But if it's not, it'll taste horribly disgusting. We need to thank America about the situations. We need to thank Asia, Africa, India, Russia, China, Japan, Hong Kong, Israel, North Korea, South Korea, Australia, Spain, Italy, Hawaii. Everyone, we need to understand that today we need to look upon ourselves and realize that we are not doing ourselves any good by taking in these preservatives, these allergens, taking in these chemicals, these poisons that are in our food, that are in our drinks, that are basically in the air. This is not something we want, we need. This is something we need to stop. And we need to address it. We need to write the proper people to get it addressed, and we need it to get changed. And if it doesn't change, then do not purchase the item, to show how important it is that you don't want that in your body. America, people of the world, we need to take care of ourselves. We need to take care of our friends and family. And more so, we need to take care of the generations that's coming after us. And if we just simply ignore it, as people have done in the past, saying, oh, it's not my problem, I'll just ignore it, let the next generation take care of it. And guess what? It's never been taken care of. And guess what? It only got worse and bigger, and it's more of a problem than it was, because nobody took the time to fix it when they could have fixed it and resolved it easily. Now it's to the point where we can't even find a proper solution to resolve it at all. And the economic deficit, the consumer deficit. You think it's bad that we are $43 trillion for the government deficit? How about that we're $78 trillion for consumer deficit? We're a total of $272 trillion for consumer and company deficit. I'm not worried about the government deficit. I'm worried about consumer and business deficit. We should not have that many people owing that much money when clearly we're not making that much already as it is. And remember, what we're making is before taxes, not after. Take 30% out of your money and that's what you're bringing home. That's what you're taking home. And you'd be amazed how $55,000 to $80,000 a year pre-tax is about $32,000 to $58,000 after tax. And trust me, $3,000 to $5,000 a month might sound like a lot, but with the situation of how housing is, apartments, maintenance, cars, insurance, and so forth, yeah, $3,000 don't last at all, much less $5,000. I mean, I'm just saying. I thought we were supposed to be moving forward, not backwards. Because clearly, from what I'm seeing, we are not moving forward at all. We are at a standstill, and now we've actually gone into reverse. We are to the point now where families don't deal with their children. There is no such thing as a family time situation. Parents don't have time to speak with their kids because they're working too hard, trying to make a living, trying to just basically make enough to place food on the table. 58% of America are living paycheck. 58% of America are living paycheck to paycheck. Are you thinking, are you realizing, are you hearing what I'm saying? 58% of America living paycheck to paycheck. That means if they don't get a paycheck for 1 week, they won't be able to survive. They say you should have about 6 months of whatever your pay is annually saved up, so in case something goes wrong. How can you save 6 months of pay if you don't make enough in the first place to just pay your bills that you need to pay every day or every month, every year? $15 an hour is where it should be. $20 actually is where minimum wage should be today based on cost efficiency, inflation, and other items. $20 an hour is where we should be right now for minimum wage, not for average pay, for minimum wage. There are people out there making $42,000 to $50,000, and that's average pay. There are people out there that's only making $16,000 a year and basically 24. How can you live off $24,000 a year when you have to pay a car note, car insurance, a house note, apartment fees, apartment rental, gas, electricity, water? I'm just saying. The average cost of an apartment is $1,200 to $1,600. Average cost of water right now is about $90 a month. Average cost of electricity is about $200 to $400 a month. Average cost of gas bill is about $150 to $200. I haven't talked about car tolls yet. I haven't talked about gas. I haven't talked about car insurance, which is averaging about anywhere between $200 to $400 a month. Tolls are averaging anywhere between $200 to $300 to $500 a month. Gas is averaging about $120 to $280 a month. So think about it. If you're bringing in even $3,000 a month, you're barely living. And yes, they do understand this, but are they going to change and do anything about it? No, because we're not trying to make them change. We're not trying to stop them. We're not going to them to ask them, why are you doing this to us? And making them come up with a proper solution to this problem that's everlasting, continually becoming worse and worse. It's like they say, if you don't force the hand, why will it change what it feeds you? We need to force a change. We need to show them that we mean what we say. Actions speak louder than words. We need to put new people in place with new ideas that will care about a better and brighter America, a brighter future for the world itself. Younger minds who are willing to see and be open-minded to proper solutions and solutions that have never been taken in to see if we can improve things. Not that person that's continually doing the same thing over and over again, whether it's good or bad, but still just doing the same thing because they're being paid off to just allow the same thing to occur over and over again. We the people. What does that statement mean if we're not doing anything together to work towards a better future as people? We need to change, and we need to do it now. I try to do my part and help. I can only do so much. And there's others out there I see who do their part, and they can only do so much. But they're more negative than positive. Therefore, the results are still negative. We need to teach a better education. We need to prepare children for what they're going into when they become adults. We need to work together so that we can become a stronger nation, because we are currently becoming weaker and weaker, and the other countries are seeing it, and they're just waiting for the right time to attack us, whether it be physical or maybe just through germ warfare, or even more so, cyber attack, or financially. We see the problems. We all see the problems. And yes, it is true. If you live in a very nice neighborhood and you don't see any problems, and therefore you assume and really believe that the rest of the world is just like you when it's not. So yes, I admit I live in a very nice community. I enjoy life in my community. We're all happy in my community. Therefore, yes, I can honestly believe that there's no problems because I don't see them in my community. But I know as a media broadcaster, as a production media broadcast owner, because of all the insights and information that are given to me daily, I know of the many problems that's happening, not only in the United States, but across the world. And it needs to change. It needs to change soon, because it's rapidly getting worse to the point that sooner or later we won't be able to solve the problem, because the problem will be too big for anyone to resolve. Are you listening? Are you hearing me? And I do understand you're saying, yes, I want to improve myself. I want to do better. And yes, some of you are trying your best and still can't do better. I get it. I know it's not easy. I've been there. I've worked 3 jobs, slept only 2 hours a day, worked a total of 160 hours a week. Never want to do it again, trust me, but I know how it feels. And it's hard to not want to buy stuff for yourself. It's hard to not spend money when you know you need to keep it. It's hard to be able to save money. It's hard to mentally manage money. It's hard to invest money. I get it. But you have to be motivated, determined, and you have to try harder. Try again. Fail until you succeed. Do not give up. Because in the end, you will prosper. And though you have many walls against you, you can break them down. Slowly but surely. I did. And I'm still breaking them down. But you can too. America is no longer going to be America by the time 2050 gets here, if not sooner. China will run and maintain America. We might keep the United States of America title, but we will not be the United States of America controlling us. Do you want that, people? Do you want to see us fail? Do you want to see history repeat itself again, where we as Rome, following the same ways of Rome, I might add, fail and fall just like Rome did? Do you want to see that? Do you want to see your kid never have a good life? Do you want to see your kid live with you for the rest of their lives because they can't get a job or make a living on their own? Do you not want to see your kid succeed? Do you not want to see yourself enjoy life? Do you not want to see the world itself improve and become a better place? I do. So, if we need to talk about it, let's talk. Let's come up with a solution. Let's talk about these problems. Let's let people know where these problems exist. Let's help them see that the problem is there. And let's start writing about these problems to the right individuals and the right groups and societies and organizations so that we can find proper solutions to end these problems. I still believe we can do better. I still believe we will unite one day. I still believe there is hope. The question is, do you? So, until Thursday, think about that. Look in your mirror. Look at yourself. Look at your current situation. Get a notepad and pen and write down all the situations you need to fix and start to write down possible solutions so you can see those solutions in actual written guidelines and maybe, just maybe, try to follow some of them. Or if nothing else, write the problems down so at least then you know what you need to resolve. As I said before, you can't come up with a solution until you first talk about the problem, and you can't come up with the problems until you write them down and admit they exist. Well, thank you, every one of you, for listening today. I look forward to once again speaking Thursday. And if you ever need to contact me, feel free to do so at letstalk@getupradio.com. Love to hear from you. If you want to talk to me about your problems, as I am an actual life consultant, financial consultant, and a money management consultant, and a business consultant, hey, email me or call me. 1-866-489-9689. I'm sorry, 1-877-489-9689. So email me at letstalk@getupradio.com or contact me at 1-877-489-9689. Let's talk about your problem. Let's see if we can fix it. Or better yet, if you want to just call me, you can call me at my office. I mean, I'm not saying that it's going to be easy. Nothing's ever going to be easy. I'm just saying we can try to fix it. But we have to want to fix it. And that's the problem. Talking about it does nothing unless you do something about it. So as I said before, if you want to contact me, feel free to do so. I'll see what I can do to help you myself. Because trust me, I'm always about finding solutions for problems. And I've never, ever not tried to not help people that truly want to help themselves. So, email me at letstalk@getupradio.com. Call me at 469-388-1059. That's 469-388-1059. Until then, remember that you are amazing and you have the ability to be amazing. You just need to believe in yourself. And together, we all can make a difference. Well, until then, have a safe journey, a safe day. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And I'll talk to you Thursday.
Thank you for listening to Let's Talk with your host, Alan Cousin. If you have any questions that need answers or wish to be on the show, feel free to email us at letstalk@getupradio.com. And if you have a moment to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts, we'd really appreciate it. Remember to get up, smile, and live life positively, as you are an amazing person.